Welcome to the CoralHydro2k Seawater d18O Database Data Collection Survey. The goal of the survey is to collect hidden seawater d18O data for use in oceanographic and paleo-oceanographic applications. This effort is a part of the larger PAGE's CoralHydro2k project to reconstruct tropical hydroclimate variability and change over the Common Era from coral archives. My name is Catherine Zollner, and today I will be walking through our submission process. Please read the rest of the summary of the project, as this video will explain the requirements discussed in the second paragraph of the preface. If the information that you are about to provide is a part of a previously published dataset that you don't have the time or permission to submit, please follow the link to our Google form, where you can suggest its DOI or citation. The survey opens with 3 general questions about you for metadata purposes and contact information in the event we have any questions regarding the data being submitted. Please type your given or first name, middle initial if you have one, and a family name in the first box. In the second box, please type your complete email address as in the given example. Please add your affiliation as well. This should be your institution or any organization for which you collected the data. Once you've done that, click the arrow in the bottom right corner to advance to the next set of questions. The next question will take you to 2 different paths of the survey, but note that you can go back to correct your answer if you answer incorrectly for any reason. If you select yes and your dataset is published, we ask that you indicate if it is available across multiple publications and provide a space for the DOI of the primary publication. Please note you must provide the DOI for your primary publication to advance through the survey. If you have previously indicated that your dataset is available through multiple publications, we ask for the DOIs of the top 3 if applicable. If you select no and your dataset is unpublished, please indicate how you wish for your unpublished dataset to be cited. Additionally, you could optionally provide us with the URL to your published dataset. If it is published in an online repository, this field will be available whether you have previously indicated that your dataset is unpublished or not. Then we ask a series of multiple choice and short answer questions about how your dataset was generated. Specifically, you will be asked to choose between the options of stationary site data collection, cruise collection, or collection across multiple sites. If more than the 3 answers provided apply to your data, please indicate as much in the field where we ask for additional information on the physical characteristics of the sample site of the dataset at the end of this required question series. Next, we ask you to select the main ocean basin from which your seawater data was collected, including a field for a more specific description of the regional location of the collection site, such as if the samples were taken from the Gulf of Mexico in the ocean basin of the Atlantic Ocean, this portion is optional, but we require coordinates of the dataset in our Excel sheet for uploading your information later on. In this next section of questions, we ask for a more specific name for your study site. If you indicated that your dataset was collected at a stationary location, this is optional but useful for metadata purposes. You will then be asked to characterize the type of location which best describes your sample site, with options for open ocean, coastal, lagoon, estuary, or you can add your own descriptor of the environment and the type of water at the sample site. Following the previous example in this section, you could put the Terrebonne Bay in the Gulf of Mexico, then select the estuary option in the next section if the dataset samples were taken from a part of an estuarine system. Next, we ask if you obtained your data from a coral reef location, and to select the climate of your study region from our provided options. If you would like to provide a more specific description of your site's climatology, you may do so in the optional field below. The answer box for this optional question is also a good time to tell us any additional descriptors of the physical characteristics of the sample site for your dataset. This could encompass descriptions of the climate, bodies of waters associated with your sample site, and other important features you would like to provide at this time. The next section of the survey asks for general chronological information associated with your dataset, including the start and end dates of the sampling period in the format provided. Once you've completed those questions, please select the approximate sampling interval of your dataset from the options provided. Next, we ask for general information about your samples, including the relative depths at which you collected your samples, and whether temperature and salinity measurements are included as a part of your dataset. We ask for more specific information regarding depths, temperature, and salinity data in our data submission file later on. At this point in the survey, you can provide any other helpful information regarding the sampling or analysis conditions that are not otherwise indicated in your dataset in the field provided. For example, if your site was contaminated by local runoff or there was heavy precipitation while you were collecting samples, this would be a place to let us know. Finally, Finally, please download and complete the CoralHydro2k Seawater d18O data submission sheet, which is an Excel file. Please do not click the arrow in the bottom right corner at this time, as that will submit the survey without your data attached. I will now walk through our data submission sheet. The first tab of this workbook provides a description of the metadata, headers, and examples which you can refer to at any time while adding your data on the Data tab. In this sheet, required columns are colored yellow and the optional columns are colored gray. We've also provided the emails of Andrea Moore and Dr. Alyssa Atwood if you have any questions regarding this part of the data submission process. Please add your data to the second tab labeled Data instead of deleting the example data provided on the first tab. We also ask that you only input information asked in the yellow and gray headings that correspond to the yellow and gray columns of the tab containing the example versus adding any rows or columns of additional information for this portion. Highlighting a few common questions about the Excel sheet, please note, we ask that you input longitudinal and latitudinal data as decimal degrees versus degrees, minutes, and seconds. Collection notes can include information already inputted into the answer boxes on the survey and is a good place to add other helpful information regarding the physical characteristics of the sample site and conditions of sampling. For Delta 2H, we ask that you input your data in per mil. If in different units, please indicate in your Data tab. Once completing CoralHydro2k Seawater d18O datasheet, you may save the file under the name CoralHydro2k _Seawater d18O data your last name for Excel and upload it to our survey by dragging the file to the gray file upload box or clicking the option to select the file from your computer. Then click the right bottom arrow to submit all your answers in Excel sheet to the survey. Thank you for your time and interest. This video was narrated by Catherine Zollner on behalf of the Pages CoralHydro2k Seawater d18O database team. Feel free to contact us with any questions you may have about the project. Questions may be sent to Ms. Andrea Moore at alm20em@my.fsu.edu.